I call this our royal court. You're the queen, and you've got this royal court. Now, like you said, you're always in your mind, which means you're always hanging out with the smartass. That's the smartass that works for the queen. That's your mind. And in your case, yes, your mind is very active. But your mind the smartass needs to interview your feelings and needs to interview your heart. Hello, my friend and earthly neighbor, and welcome to another fabulous week in 2017. Well, with the full moon and Easter behind us and Venus now going direct, it's now time to begin your story. And I believe with Venus where it is, we are aligning with our fate. From my smartphone to yours, keep streaming for your weekly Namaste Today. Welcome to Namaste Today, a happy way to begin your weekday. I'm your heartfelt host and sensei to serious joy, Christopher Witecki. So good to see you back, my friend. Namaste. Well, we are now in the last degrees of Aries. It has been a tough climb, has it not? Changing our character. We're out of a Venus retrograde, but we're in a Mercury retrograde. Saturn is still retrograde, and this week Pluto goes retrograde. What does that mean? It means, frankly, fate is taking over. We're picking up stories from a past life. We're picking up past life soulmates. We're going back to something and bringing it to this life and now moving forward with it. And Sensei says this week you'll be aiming for a destination and it's likely your fate. So in our upcoming segment this week, I'm going to talk about how that rolls out through the 5 days. And then later in our tea time, I'm going to go in for each of the 12 signs on where their fate is changing and give you some points on how to aim. But first, let's take a look at today's moods and your 5-day zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is for Monday, April 17th to Friday, April 21st. Looking at your 5-day moodcast. Well, looking at the week at a glance, Monday and Tuesday are intense, Wednesday, Thursday are sleepy, and Friday is a little cranky. But drilling down, on Monday it is sunny and professional as you align with where you want to aim and also align with your fate. On Tuesday, it's sunny, but you'll do some releasing of fears and a final test. On Wednesday, it is sunny but detached as the moon moves into Aquarius and we shift to the 0 degree. On Thursday, it is cloudy and spacey as we transition into the sun in Taurus. And then on Friday, it is actually cloudy and sensitive as emotions come out to play. Well, friend, this week it's really about aligning with where our heart belongs and aiming there. And of course, there's a little bit of turbulence in the transition. So in our next segment this week, let's talk about exactly how to get through that turbulence. Taking a sneak peek at the upcoming week, I coined this week Aligning with Fate. And I say that because of the symphony of planets going on right now and how they're all dancing around certain degrees. This really is a week of aim and takeoff. And when we go to 0 degree Taurus, it's going to be kind of like that Major Tom song, ground control to Major Tom. I think we're all going to be kind of just floating off into space. And where are we floating towards? Well, we're floating towards Taurus, all right, which means we're floating towards creating a new promised land, if you will, based on this new identity of who we are and who we're not and where we're now aiming. But, like I said, I actually think that wherever it is you are aiming, this is part of our fate. And I do believe in free will. I do believe we are choosing with our hearts and we're choosing correctly. But I think we are all destined to make this choice. So this is to some degree to be observed as much as it is to be experienced. Just observing this kind of moment. Because I think it'll be important around the corner. Changes of fate are fascinating to watch. So breaking down the week. We start off very conservative. The moon is in Capricorn as we start the week, so we're really grounded to the mountain. We've got our rocket ready to launch, all right? Step 27 rules the day on Monday, and what's fascinating about that is the sun is trining Saturn retrograde at step 27. So that means that our step moving forward, step 27 is the action step, and then we move to 28, which is manifestation, which you could say countdown, fire, launch, right, so to speak. That is the most powerful degree for launching something. Now, the fact that it's trining Saturn, which is conjuncting the galactic center, that's the point where I'm saying this has got to be fate, because we have our whole destiny wired up to this. Saturn's retrograde, so when there's retrograde energy, we are absolutely wired to our past life and our inner life. Mercury is retrograde, so we're absolutely wired to, our mind is also looking into that part of us as well. And to top it off, Venus herself, which is now direct, she went direct over the weekend, is now at step 27, Pisces, all right? And she's conjuncting Chiron. So what that means is we are healed from a past life issue, something that was holding us back. I think the Venus retrograde onto Chiron was this ability to open up to the healing, open up to letting it go, open up to new possibilities. And now that Venus is wrapped around, she's heading back now, and she's also launching at step 27. Like, it is go time. This is all on Monday, by the way. All right? On top of that, the Sun and Mercury are also conjuncting, and Mercury's retrograde, but Mercury is surrendering to what needs to happen. All right? So it's a powerful alignment. Monday, things move forward. Tuesday, it's about letting go and letting it happen. If there's anything wrong with your launch sequence, it'll become, blindly obvious. You might get a flat tire or something. I'm not wishing that on anybody, but you might, good job, Bella. She's hearing spirits. You might have something go wrong on Tuesday, but whatever goes wrong is okay, all right? Like dogs barking in your segment, for instance. But you're going to be kind of held to that. And Wednesday is when we are really tested for one more moment, and we move then into Taurus. So it's kind of like we slide into home on Wednesday. So the beginning of the week is kind of dramatic, right? There's a lot of things that feel like they're on the line. And by the time we move into 0 degree Taurus, Mercury is now at 0 degree retrograde too. So we go into kind of a vortex time warp, all right? And so Wednesday I'm expecting to be kind of offline. I wouldn't plan anything serious on Wednesday like gymnastics or, like jumping out of a plane or anything, because things will be off. Thursday, we wake up off, but we kind of come online as the day comes awakens. So we kind of wake up in a cloud on Thursday and come online. And what's happening on Thursday is we're now moving into Taurus. Taurus means, hey, it's time to go manifest based on the mission. It's time to make something real. It's time to make something come into reality. And this is basically where we plant our seeds every year, in hopes of things will harvest, and this is very much tied to the seasons and very much tied to abundance and also in the idea of harvesting. Now, the cool thing about Thursday is when we wake up in Taurus, Pluto is retrograde. So we got another planet that goes down retrograde now, but Pluto going retrograde is a good thing in my opinion, because Pluto is kind of like a bulldozer. It's just constantly creating space and bulldozing, pushing everything out of the way. Lots of things die as a result, okay? But Pluto is a boundary maker. Once Pluto retrogrades, it's almost like the bulldozer backs up and it reveals all this new land we can grow on, all this new stuff we can do because we pushed through and we persevered. So the good news is as of Thursday, a lot of pressure is off our backs. We have Saturn off our back. We have Pluto off our back. Those are the real biggies, all right? And we're on the other side of Uranus. So I think we're starting to feel spring come on board and starting to feel good about things. But then Friday, by Friday night, we are feeling terrific, but things start to get moody. But I think the moodiness and the sensitivity that we're feeling is just that life is changing. It's kind of like the early degrees of Taurus, so it's the part of us that's uncomfortable and finicky and wants it to be different. And so we'll be kind of not happy with the condition of our project so far, okay? And through the weekend, you go through a little bit of a crash where you're just like, maybe upset with everything, but it's really just actually jet lag from the dimensional shift that you're going to go through during the week, and you're really just going to need to chill out like a Taurus. Let me just tell you right now, sometimes we just got to stay calm. The moon in Pisces at the end of the week indicates that as we're trying to get comfortable, we're realigning with our spiritual calling. We're realigning with our spiritual purpose. So this is going to be kind of the week where we, really aim, fire, and then as we're off on our launch to our new reality, a little bit of jet lag and a little bit of uncertainty. So we'll need some reassuring and self-nurturing by the end of the week. All right, so here's something reassuring. How about some tea? Go steep yourself some tea, and let's have our weekly tea time. Hello, my friends, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is aligning with fate. I believe we are aligning with our fate, and I want to talk about the planets involved and how it breaks down to each of the 12 signs. I know for a lot of us, things have been hectic, and with Mercury retrograde, you might not be clear on anything. That's okay. That's why I want to give you a little bit of the puzzle pieces here of how I think things are adding up. On the one hand, the story of Venus, we just did a very long Venus retrograde transit. The universe was pulling out all sorts of past life cards, okay? And Venus is now healed. She's on Chiron. Chiron is logging us into our higher self and creating healing space for the potential of new reality, all right? And kind of charged with this potential, our fertility is moving forward and ready to create, all right? This is a powerful moment. Now, it's powerful in the sense that whenever the soul heals, that's definitely a moment of fate. One thing I've noticed about Chiron, wherever Chiron is in your natal chart, you will heal in that spot. And I have many Chiron return clients where I affirm, they feel healed there, they feel healed there. Yes, they struggled their whole life there. So Venus says, hey, whenever you're healing, that is fate. And whenever we have gone through a healing, like we just have in the last couple of weeks with this retrograde, letting go of an old part of us, embracing a new, we know that fate is taking over. So that's part of the alignment of fate right now. The other alignment of fate has to do with Saturn conjuncting the galactic center. All right? And I've been preaching this Saturn galactic center since last autumn of 2016 because I knew this was when all the life gets interesting in this lifetime, and I've been seeing things unfold. And mostly what I've seen with Saturn has been creating a new creating new sets, new locations, new players, like tearing down all the old story, making us mystified about what could possibly happen next. Like Saturn had a lot of erasing to do of the old kind of mythology inside of us until Saturn hit the galactic center and retrograded, which kind of is like hitting the bell. And that is literally becoming responsible for the story we were born to live. And that's where Saturn is sitting. Now, Saturn's sitting there with no new information to reveal, all right, and trining the sun this week as we move forward with our new sprout. We move forward with our new direction. So Saturn is very much also a big part of our aim, all right? So I wanted to kind of give you a little outlook on where you're aiming by your astrology sign, and I'm adding up all these things, these three things, so you kind of understand how they go together in your life, and you'll see how I'm unfolding here, but I hope it helps people. Now, I like to start with the water signs. I'm not sure why, because I don't have enough water in me, so I'm thirsty. I'm going for the water signs. The Pisces, their galactic center, and this will be fascinating to you, because the galactic center tells you where your deal is with God. So for the whole sun sign, this is actually the sun sign's deal. And it's interesting to know. So for Pisces, your deal with the universe has to do with your career and your legacy. And see, Pisces are all wishy-washy. They're not quite sure where they want to go. And it turns out their career is what they agreed to do. So you know it's total spiritual fate that happens. So you're feeling some sort of a career change. Venus has healed your ego. So ego is now healed. And so you feel strong enough. And now the sun in Aries, where you're launching, is to manifest something for more money. And that's what motivates an Aries, is money. Pisces is money. That's where their Aries is, in the house of manifestation. So career change, ego healing, go for the money, all right? Cancers, your galactic center's in your lifestyle. So Cancers basically agreed to work for God as nurses, like seriously, or some sort of helper, motherly care, energy, male or female. That's not surprising. So it's some sort of lifestyle calling, and also a change in your belief and purpose. That's where Venus has been healing your religious beliefs, your philosophies, what's possible, your life purpose, and as a result, making career changes. The Scorpios, okay, their galactic center is actually with manifestation. So Scorpios' deal with God is they're going to come and they're going to manifest something. Cancers is they're going to be in a lifestyle. Pisces they're going to have a career. So all the water signs have all agreed to God universe that they're going to basically get business done. Isn't that interesting? So Scorpios are going to manifest something. There's something they want to create. I believe this is a destined thing that you're creating, and children do count, by the way. Any child that comes through in this energy is hallelujah. All right. You're changing your heart about dreams. You're changing your heart about going for your dreams. You're changing your heart about creativity again. And that's going to allow you to go for a new lifestyle. So you're going to go for new work or new lifestyle based on this manifestation and based on your dreams. Going for your dreams finally. Finally, Scorpios are healing. Earth signs. The earth signs, Taurus. Yay, myself. I love talking about when I get to Taurus. That's the one thing of being an astrologer. When you get to your sign, you're excited. Now, Taurus's galactic center is very interesting. It's in the high heavens of the 8th house, which means Tauruses have agreed to change themselves at one point. I know, I don't like it either. So we've agreed to transform ourselves and, of course, help other people transform. But I know how it works. You have to do it yourself before you help others. So we have to transform. So there's some sort of transformation in us that we haven't done yet. It ties into a change about our feelings about society and where that we belong. So it's kind of like we're starting to feel healed about our place in society and where we belong. And that is going to add up to a change in faith or going for a certain miracle of sorts. All right. So Virgo, your galactic center is with your home and family. So Virgos have agreed with God Universe to create homes, okay, to create families, to create security blankets there. And your change of feelings are around relationships. Virgos are healing around relationships now. So because they have this duty to be mamas or papas, and because their relationships are healing, they're going to change their boundaries and open up to new things, okay? And that might even be changing themselves. Capricorns, there's very literal. Their galactic center's in the 12th house, so they feel like they're on Earth for God, period, you know? And I think when they're young, they think they are God. But then I think they grow up and feel like they're on a mission for God, especially as they wake up. And they are power soldiers for God, by the way. So there's a soul calling for the Capricorns. And what's healing is your thinking. Venus is healing your thinking and your attitude. And that allows you to make some changes at home or with your nest or with the factory that allows you to be more abundant in your career. So that's pretty powerful. The fire signs, Aries. Aries, believe it or not, their life purpose is 100% for spirit. Their galactic center is aligned with spiritual life purpose spot in the high heavens of the 9th house. So every Aries is already a soldier of God universe, and you're going to feel called to that. And what this does with Pisces is restore faith. So Aries are having a restoration of faith, which means they can go out and fight again, and that's basically what they're deciding to do, probably go fight for a new cause or something new in their life. The Leos, very cool, their calling to God universe is in the 5th house, which is their inner child. So Leo said to God, I'll do what I love. And God's like, good, we need lots of love on the planet. So Leos are here to do what they love. And their healing is in their trust and intimacy. That's where they've been healing. So now they're starting to trust again, and the lions can come out and follow their heart authentically. What they'll be doing with Aries then is changing their life purpose and their life direction. So this all adds up. It's very good. The Sagittariuses, they're awesome. They have the galactic center in their sign. So every Sag has already said they're here for the universe. And if you've met Sagittariuses, they're totally like that. They're totally non-prejudiced, totally cool people. Here for the whole universe, man. You know what I mean? Like, very cool. So they have actually agreed with God Universe to be in a certain character, to be themselves, okay? And by being themselves, they're also healing their emotional issues, which they have carried since childhood and since birth, based on the planets. And because they're feeling better about themselves as a child, they're ready to go chase after their dreams, literally. So Sages are ready to do it, and their dreams, I'm sure, are aligned with God Universe. Then finally, the air signs. Gemini, their galactic purpose is actually relationships. So you've agreed to God Universe to be in certain relationships with certain people. I'm not surprised. Buddy, right? And so it'll be a relationship that likely calls a change in your life. The Pisces part is healing your career. So Venus is helping you heal like the idea that you should go for it again or go for what you want. And what you'll probably do in Aries is go for something in society, go for a title or a certain place. So very good, very powerful for you there. The Libras. Libras, actually, their call to God Universe is a messenger. Libras are here to tell us things. They're the justice of the peace, right? And their calling's in the 3rd house. So Libras are probably coming into some sort of a story right now, some sort of an attitude, some sort of a message that they have. And this message is also tied with them healing over work issues. Libras had felt really lost in work and really lost in day-to-day life. So they're feeling healed, and that's going to lead to some new commitments to themselves and new business dealings with others. So they're going to commit to others. Then finally, the Aquariuses. The Aquariuses, actually, you'd be surprised, right? They're calling to God, universes, to be something in society. Makes total sense. That's what they do. And they're going to be called to a place in society. They're healing over their money and self-esteem issues. And since Aquas are healing over their value issues, their mind is going to start planning now for that place in society, for that place to go for. So I think all 12 signs are this week aligning with some sort of fate. And it follows that paradigm that I just laid out. And I think that if you listen to your heart and listen to your calling and mostly address that healing part, if you have healed in the area I was describing, don't be timid or shy to put your foot out there right now. The universe is absolutely supporting you in that Venus place. It's time to create totally healed, non-GMO spiritual crops. All right? I think it's a good analogy for it. All right, my friend, it's always a pleasure to sit here and have tea with you once a week. If you don't know, my mothership of light is SeriousJoy.tv. You go there, you can learn about my readings, you can learn about my personal sensei service, which is just about ready to launch and go amazing, and you can find out more about me. Now, if you'd like to join our little club on Facebook, we have a little club of like-minded souls, and you are always welcome to join. Come spread the love. We're at NamasteToday.club. All right, well, that about wraps it up for this spring week. Good luck in aligning with your faith, and I'll see you next week when we start planting seeds. Don't forget, I have an audio blogcast at my mothership at SeriousJoy.tv 4 days a week, too, so you don't have to stop here if you want more with Techie. All right, friend, have a great week of planting. Until then, remember, I love you, and live, love, be.